I think I remember when we spoke on the phone, I felt at a crossroads in my life, where I was overweight, treated alcohol like it was an entitlement, drunk too much basically, out of shape, I was caring about everything in my life. My life was great, nice house, kids, loads of friends, but the one person I wasn't looking after was myself, which is strange for me personally, because I take pride, like a lot of people, in how I look and how I feel. So the ad came up, and I think I liked the ad on Facebook, and it kept appearing and reminding me of what really I should be doing. To be honest, I was maybe like a couple of other guys. I sort of watched it for 2 months, sort of going through my reel and thinking, must do it. And then I remember one night, filled out the application online, and sort of sat back and waited. Nothing. I don't think anything happened for like a week or so, and I just kind of almost forgot about it. So it was a good trigger that I did it, but I wasn't at that point probably as committed as how I've grown to be now. And then I got the call, and we went through the process, and even at that point, and possibly even into the first 3 months of the journey, it was just training, and it was just, it wasn't the full-on commitment that it's become. And that was why I think deep down I joined Spartan, because I wanted to become, if you want anything in life, it's got to become uncomfortable. If it's comfortable, I think in any part of your life, it's going a long way. Which, going back to starting and why I started, is I'd become too comfortable. It was basically running at probably about 1.5 stone overweight, not feeling good, still having the odd cigarette and drinking too much, and so that start was interesting. So what I found amazing was how the process worked. Normally a gym, you'll basically go to a gym, and you'll fill out a form, they'll accept you, you'll go once a week, maybe twice a week, and I've been to gyms, I've tried gyms, and they, like for a lot of people, I'm sure they just didn't work. But it was what I found unique was the questioning and the sort of why are you doing this, and the affirmation from yourself, in terms of almost making me admit to myself what I needed to do and why I needed to do it. So it was almost like a bit of a sort of soul searching exercise, that call was. And I remember coming off the call and just talking to my other half, Simone, and just saying, Jesus, it's taken me 45 minutes to apply for that Project Spartan gig. And she went, well, I seem to remember saying, she said, it must be good then. I think it was what it looked like, as well as the brotherhood stuff, which I find really cool. All that sort of that teamwork ethic, helping each other and all that stuff. What attracted me to it and unique was the kind of, almost like the kind of exercises everyone was doing, like barrels and farmers walks and kettles and everything. And it, whereas before, whenever I'd been to gyms, it was all sort of machines and sort of quite sort of soulless stuff. Increased health and fitness, and I think the more I built that up and almost rediscovered the athlete I was when I was sort of 14, 15, 16, and then in between those 14, 15, 16 years when I was playing football at quite a good standards for county in Brighton, and in that sort of 30 years between then and when I started Spartan, I hadn't treated myself that well. So partying, cigarettes, alcohol, all that kind of thing, and it was nice to finally sort of almost close the door on those party mental years, and start treating myself and looking after myself. So I stopped drinking alcohol during the week. I still had a tipple at the weekend, and I still do now. I still enjoy a tipple now and again. I don't think I'll be a point where I won't. Mm-hmm. But I've become more disciplined in that sort of side of my life. Put that to one side, and I now, if I have a tipple at the weekend, I feel like I've earned it. I've put in 3 hard sessions, trained really hard, ate well. When I zeroed in on, and then the nutrition clubs, and I zeroed in on that, and that combined with going to training consistently, just turning up, and there, believe me, there were Mondays when I just thought, I just really don't want to do this. And one thing I've learned a really, quite a strange thing actually, is the sessions where the camps where you don't feel like going, but you do, I've actually performed better than the ones when you're really set for it. So there's some quite strange things that I've learned. The habit of going, basically knowing that Monday, Wednesday, Thursday is is my time, when just for that hour I invest in myself, that's a good feeling. What has been really, really cool is your friends looking at you and thinking, this is a different person now. What have you been doing? If you haven't seen someone for just a couple of months, and the changes along the journey, and just looking back at some of the photos, it has been gradual. It's not something that I've literally started Spartan and all of a sudden, in 1 week lost 2 stone, 4 inches off my waist. I felt that I've worked for it, and if you do, I think it's almost like when going back to the application process. If you do really want something, and you go full on 110% into it, on the food side, the training side, consistently turn up, consistently put in your maximum that you can, try and lift your best weight, or run that extra yard on the sled or with the med ball, then you can really achieve some good results. It went really well. I hit the weight targets that I wanted to hit in terms of losing fat. I had good fat loss results. So it's kind of like, I feel like I've done quite well, and now I don't want to get complacent about it. That's how I feel at the moment. I'm quite sort of anxious, like, can't let this drop now. Now I've invested the time and the energy into it. I was apprehensive. I wasn't sure whether I was going to walk into the Colosseum and be met with what type of guys would be. Would you be accepted? You see the adverts for the Brotherhood and you think, oh, is it going to be cliquey? Is it going to be like this? And it really isn't. You haven't got anything to worry about. Yeah, anything new can give you nerves, or make you nervous. Sorry, but it's a decision you should take and go for it. I couldn't imagine not training with the guys, and that's another thing, is the welcoming that you get as a new blood is quite eye-opening. I think, even now I see new bloods joining and thinking, yeah, that was me once, and people were welcoming me in and shaking my hand and going, well done, and pushing me on, and not just the other guys but the coaches as well. So yes, at first I can understand why people would be nervous and apprehensive, and yes, I was, but that feeling soon dissipates, soon leaves.